Hey there, you Futures Fanatics. I'm Rod. Welcome back to the channel. Futures Fanatics is part of TDG, that's Traders Up Group, where we provide education for active futures traders and self-directed investors. Hey, tonight's video I have promised as part of our Elite Trader Funding launch week, where you can get 75% off any evaluation account at Elite Trader Funding, which is an online futures prop program. I have spent about 45 minutes with the founders, the three gents that founded Elite Trader Funding, and this interview is coming up right after this. We covered a lot of topics, their backgrounds, why they decided to start Elite Trader Funding, where they're going to be going with their programs going forward, some clarification about their existing programs, especially delved into payouts and how that sort of works, and what they have planned for the future. So I think you're really going to enjoy it. I will hint that you're probably going to want to watch the whole thing, or at least move through it and check it out. A lot of your questions will be answered, and we also talked about an exciting additional promotion to this 75% off launch special. If you haven't watched any of the previous videos, I'll link to them right here, telling you a little bit about Elite Trader Funding. And the reason we are promoting and talking about them this week is because you can now trade up to 10 accounts on Tradeovate and TradingView, very popular web-based platforms that everyone has been asking for. So this differentiates them substantially from all of the other newcomers in the online futures funding space and puts them in direct competition with TopStep, which also supports this platform. So I'm on Tradeovate right here. Here's 3 accounts that I'm going through right now in their program. Super easy to sign up. Again, 75% off. But let's get to the issue at hand, which is talking to the founders of Elite Trader Funding. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Rod, your Futures Fanatic here on the Futures Fanatic YouTube channel. And I am joined today by the founders of Elite Trader Funding, who I've been doing some content with this week, and appreciate the guys taking some time to answer some questions, tell us a little more about themselves and the firm. So that's what we're going to be doing today. First, let everybody introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll get into the questions from the group.
I'll start.
Yeah.
My name's Clint. We kind of been doing web development for 20 years and started trading futures maybe 4 years ago. I sold a lot of option premium before that, and then switched over into futures and did all the prop firms and everything, and figured out very fast I wasn't very good at trading futures. And then Eric, Con, and I, that's kind of how we met. And we started just a really good friendship. And after seeing all of it and being around, we decided we wanted to go for ETF. So we all partnered up.
Cool. Hey, Eric, how about you?
Yeah, so let's see. Right now I work in the oil and gas industry. I work on the credit risk management side. I've been doing it for quite a while now. I spent a couple of years doing the same kind of thing in a actual commodities trade shop before that. And then before that, I even spent 5 years in banking. So pretty familiar with the finance industry and just kind of how everything works and just the ins and outs, being on the banking side or on the client side. I'm a CFA charter holder. I've got my MBA and a BA in economics. And I've been.
That probably hurts your trading.
Yeah, it does actually hurt a lot. It's one of those things that you think like, this should help. And you do it and you're like, no, this is terrible. You got to turn the side off.
Yeah, just turn the chart upside down. It's all random.
So. It's just one of those, yeah.
Hey, that's what I do.
Yeah, cool.
Con loves upside down charts.
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, how about yourself, Con? And then maybe, Con, you can be the one that says how you guys all met each other, or know, how this came to be. Yeah.
Well, I am a network guy. Got background in security, infrastructure security, and how I actually even got into trading is kind of weird. More of a pattern type of person, and I looked at charts and I was like, "Whoa, dude, these are patterns. They repeat." And me thinking that I'm like clever and smart and I can outbeat the market. I tried, and it didn't work. There was one day I woke up with not realizing that my Tesla call option was in the money, expired in the money, and I got a margin call, and that was a kind of the waking moment of like, okay, maybe I need to take this stuff seriously. It's probably not as easy as everybody says it is or how I thought it was, but yeah.
Okay, and then how did you find your way then to futures, or how did you guys all meet?
Well, Eric actually tried to talk me out of it a lot. Yeah, he was like, "This is dangerous. It's scary. Be careful." Um, but if you just take it slowly, you could kind of pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's as far as how we met. That's a fairy tale. I don't know how to even begin, where to begin on that one.
Actually,
Okay, well, if it's sorted, we can edit it out. But I mean, I'm sure
it was
That's
No,
not
it's-
sorted.
I think the big thing was I had like what was it, like a $20,000 loss overnight,
Yeah.
and Eric and Con reached out to me and they're like, dude, it happens to all of us. You got to go through it once, stick with it. And we became really close friends after that. And it's kind of been the past 3 years, we've been trading together and talking every day, all day, nonstop. And we finally like, well, obviously we're decent traders now. I wasn't before, but we knew there's people out there much better than us. And we're like, well, why not give them the chance to make the money? And that's how we ended up with ETF.
Okay, so that leads into my next question, which is, obviously there's a lot of these online futures funding programs. They're popping up quite a bit. So I guess you sort of answered why you decided to start it. But I mean, what makes ETF different? Why are you guys different? Why should a trader choose you over all the other options out there?
I'll start. I think we started this not wanting to be the same. We knew we had to go into it with a familiar platform that everyone knew, but we want to change it up. We want to innovate it some. We want new features. We want different ways of qualifying, different ways of paying people out. Everyone trades differently, so we're trying to add all the different methods to qualify that we can think of that fits different traders. And then we just didn't see anybody really stepping up and changing the game, and we knew that we could.
So would you guys say that you started with what you have to start with, which is like a minimum viable product, and kind of like a Me Too, or get out into the market with stuff that's familiar, but your plans are to mix it up? And obviously that's why we're even having this conversation. You're the first firm other than Top Step to support Trade-Evate, TradingView, which is super exciting.
Yeah. I think Eric and Con agree too. It's the same thing everywhere you go. And even though we had to start that way, we don't plan on staying that way.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Con, Eric, any other thoughts on?
Yeah.
Clearly, it's a major investment of time and money, and the questions that I get asked all the time when they see a new firm, a lot of traders don't appreciate that getting all the licensing together with all the platforms and all the data and everything is a huge undertaking. So no one goes into this lightly. I'm sure you guys have some plans for the future.
Oh yeah. I mean, we love technology, and that's kind of what we realized, that sure, there's a lot of firms out there, but for some reason they're just lacking in one way or another. And a lot of these things are just simple fixes if you know what you're doing. And that's what we plan to provide.
Cool. Awesome. Well, this is just a quick question. I covered it in my review that I did of Elite Trader Funding when you first launch. I'll start to say ETF. What a great acronym, right? You guys are the ETF of trading, of futures trading. But so I covered this in the review, which I'll put a link to right here in this recording. But you guys are not associated with Elite Trader, the message board, in any way, shape, or form. I just want to get that out there and make it clear, right?
Right. We are not.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
You're not associated with them. Okay.
And
Gotcha.
actually, we didn't even, this might be weird to say, but we didn't even hear of them until after the fact.
Okay. Yeah.
So
it kind of works out for us, though,
Yeah.
in a way.
Well, at least you didn't name the company like Futures.io, or you would have had some problems.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. So that's good. Okay. I do see that you guys have several types of evaluations. You have the 1-step and 2-step and a fast track and a static. But Clint, you had told me you might be simplifying or getting away from that. So maybe you could tell me a little bit about the current programs that you have today and what you think would be best suited for different. I know it's. I always give the answer, it depends. But the question I get asked a lot is when people are getting introduced to these opportunities, is they're a little overwhelmed by all these choices.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys could give some color on that.
I personally think, well, yeah, just to mention on the two-step, that's out the window now. It's legacy. The people that have signed up for it can still use it, but we're not allowing new traders to sign up for it. It just didn't bode well for many people's styles. The one step, I would say, is best for the new traders. It's something, and not a huge account, because these people get into the huge accounts and they go all in with 30 full minis on ES, and they don't realize it can be blown in 10 minutes that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So my suggestion is, for most people, do one of the lower one steps and use micros and build your account slowly. Your losses won't be as heartbreaking to you. You can recover from them much easier. I was definitely a product of the YOLOing before, and actually after starting ETF now, it's helped me realize that it's just not sustainable that way. So I suggest for most people the one step with micros.
Yeah. Okay. Con or Eric, any thoughts on what you've seen so far, or which products you think are most appropriate?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I agree with Clint. I mean, I think the one step gives you a little more time, and so that there's not as much pressure to try and just take a giant risk on there. Because I mean, it's very easy when you're caught up doing trading. Just you take a loss and just like, I gotta get it all back. So you start doubling down, and it's just become this gambling mentality over and over again. And then before you know it, you're done. And I mean, I can speak to that too. Just personal trading, like that's how I got into trouble and found out what a margin call was when I was 22. And but as for doing the valuations, I think doing the one step, it keeps you disciplined, and there's no need to do the max amount of contracts. Like it is possible to make those profit goals just using a single mini or even just a few micros. It is entirely doable, and that's personally, I just trade with just one mini on my personal account, and that it makes more than enough without making me go bonkers.
Yeah, you guys are ripping a page from my hymn book, as they say. It's like it's a little challenging because I think that some competitors in the marketplace have sort of established this concept of the notional value of the account, when really the risk parameters are set a lot differently, right? So what I've always tell traders is you have to think of this as you're trading the risk that the firm has provided you, right? So if it's an elite trader funding and it's a $50,000 account, it's a $2,000 drawdown, that is actually the size of your account.
Right.
So while you're allowing a lot of a lot of contracts to be traded as other firms are, if people start thinking of it that way, they're in a lot better shape, and they would understand the destruction that even a few minis could do to a $2,000 account.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and plus with the discount code you're giving, this is the best time to do it. You're getting 75% off, and then 50% off recurring. You're not spending a fortune to take your time and do it the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So keep that in mind, everybody. During this launch week, if you're watching this at the time, right around the time we posted, there's a phenomenal coupon. It's TDG75. I'll put it here on the screen. You can save 75% off your first month evaluation, and then it renews at 50% off. So as Clint said, take your time. And most people are signing up with the new support of Tradeovate and TradingView. So that's super exciting. We might talk a little bit more about that going forward. All right, I just wanted to shift gear into the payout or the elite trader funding stuff. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I don't think we need to spend a lot of time in the evaluations, just because most traders and many people watching this kind of understand the parameters of the evaluations. What they're most concerned about with newer firms, and I should suggest they shouldn't be, because they should take their time and think about getting through the programs first, is the elite trader funding and how that kind of works, the actual elite status, if you will. Looks like we might have been losing Con there. I don't know if he's lost his camera. All right.
It seems our tech guy is having issues.
Yeah, the tech guy's having issues. That's okay. So in looking over the rules, I see that you guys require a 30 trading days and a profit threshold. Can you talk a little bit about why the program is structured that way, or potentially the benefits for the trader in that regard? There seems to be a lot of questions or concerns that there's gotchas in the payout policies of some of these firms.
There's no gotchas. It is what it is. The reason we do the 30 days is because we're looking for consistent traders. We want traders that are able to manage the risk. We want traders that don't blow accounts one right after the other. And 30 days gives us a good amount of time to evaluate their strategies and make sure they're meeting requirements that we see a successful trader needing. But yeah, there's no gotchas. If you got a 50K account and you got $2,000 after 30 days traded, and you want to take that out, you're more than welcome to. We'll send you the wire transfer. But we're hoping to find the few good traders that can really manage things and do it in the long run. So that's the reason for the requirements on days.
Yeah. I try to mention that to folks as well, is that while there seems to be this misconception and concern in the marketplace, generally I think about amongst traders that haven't even gotten to the funded account status, that these firms are looking for every way, shape, and form to not find good traders and to make all their funds from the evaluations. And it actually couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, as I discuss on my channel all the time, long-term relationships with profitable traders is a beneficial situation for everyone. And as Clint just mentioned, why if you're good, firms will work with you. Okay.
Yes.
That's all I can tell you. If you're good, firms will work with you. So by the letter of the law, and I can tell you personally that I have relationships with several other firms where my payouts are essentially whatever I want. So I'm not saying it's something that ETF will do on your behalf. Everyone's different, but just understand that it's set up for the long game, and the fact that people are constantly looking for immediate gratification is probably not the right way to go into these programs.
Yeah, I blame Amazon for that.
Yeah,
one day delivery.
Okay. Well, just sticking on the funded or elite account that you guys call it, maybe Con or Eric, you could chime in on. People are interested in what your actual funding model is, like if it's currently sim live only, or if you have the option to put into live markets, or if you're planning on copying traders, or where you're at today and what your vision is for how that sort of works.
Yeah, I mean, I can take that one. That's right now. It is when you go to the elite account, you get to that stage. It is a simulation only with. So everything else is managed in terms of like the payouts. It's all the cash that we have is hedged, so to speak. When we take a look at, because I know people always wonder if, do you guys really have any money? It's like, yeah, we're not just taking all the money and putting it in our pockets, guys. We're actually putting it there and keeping it. And we are, after expenses and everything, that we are making sure that all of that money is protected, so that in the event that someone does need a payout, it's ready to go. And you may wonder too, kind of like, it may be simulation based, but we're also taking a look at the whole portfolio of funded traders and taking a look at what is our risk, and then we're kind of hedging it accordingly. So if they are taking, there's a large long position on say ES or something like that, then that's where everyone's banking. We take that into account accordingly and hedge it. So there may be a future option that we can go into the actual funded live account, but right now there's not a good group that we have found that we want to take them live, and that's just kind of how it is right now. But there are plans to perhaps incorporate that in the future.
Yeah, I often say you just got to kiss a lot of toads to find those princes, but or princesses, whatever the case
Right.
may be.
Yeah.
And again, there's a lot of content on my channel here, traders, where I tell you it's actually to your advantage for that model. Okay, um, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised at how many people say they've been trading futures for quite a while, and it's clear to me when I talk to them they never really had a live account or tried to put on any size in any instrument or anything like that, so they don't really know how live markets work. So while these simulators are pretty good, it's to your advantage. Trust me. I mean, it's to your advantage to be filling things on a simulator and getting potentially paid out on it. And also, it has to do with better deals with data fees and things like that. So it's definitely to your advantage to start with this model. So thanks for that. That's good to know. I guess the other thing is there was a question about consistency rules for either the evaluations or the elite accounts. And I looked through the fact pretty quickly and I didn't see that. I just want to confirm you guys don't really have consistency rules, right? It's not a rule, right? So you can.
Right
Or,
now,
or is it? Or is it? Yeah.
There's no for the current offerings that we have right now. There is no consistency rule. Now that there are plans to bring out new kind of evaluations and maybe perhaps even tracks that we want to bring out, but those may or may not include the consistency rule. It's just kind of one of the things we're kind of doing research on and plan to add. But right now, there's no consistency rule whatsoever on the evaluations and the elite accounts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And staying on these elite accounts, there is a monthly fee for the elite accounts, right? Because I did get a question from some of my funded traders that like this sort of pay once. Everyone's looking for a free lunch, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if. So the answer is you guys have a monthly elite account fee, right? Your evaluation fee goes away, but there is a monthly elite account fee to cover data and costs, right? That's the current structure.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, that's fine. So suggestion from the suggestion box for the very few people this will apply to. There are some people that rather just pay it once or pay a lump sum and
Well,
do with that what you will. We can put it in the suggestion box.
Yeah. Pay attention for career path when that comes out too. That might.
Okay.
Up, so.
Right. So there's some. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Another question that comes up a lot is: do you guys actually have, for funded traders, or even just in general, a real phone number where someone can talk to a real person, or is it email only right now? A lot of the concept is that since it's all sim trading, even when it's live, there's really no such thing as a trade desk, and when there's technical difficulties, you're kind of screwed if you can't get in or out of positions. How are you guys handling that? And do you have a phone number?
Right now, it's mostly email. We're speak more to this.
So we do have plans to introduce like a customer service, a more hands-on customer service offering, at least for like the initial setup. But I would say, like through intraday, our response time is pretty good. Within like 30 minutes, we're usually on the ticket already responding, and a lot of times I've even seen tickets closed out within 5 minutes. If there's ever issues, so we're pretty good about responding as things come in.
Okay. Well, and teasing while we're doing this whole week is that Elite Trader Funding is the first of this new crop of online futures funding programs, folks, that offer their program on Tradeovate and TradingView. Tradeovate uses a different data feed. It's a different platform. It's web-based. You can trade it on a Mac. They have desktop versions of it as well. And it is way more reliable than the Rhythmic servers that are predominantly part of these programs, okay? So that's why you're going to want to use TDG75 and get involved and choose the TradingView platform. You'll have access to TradingView and Tradeovate. And while there have been times that CQG or Tradeovate can go down, nothing's perfect. It is technology. I know everyone will find it far more reliable than what we've dealt with Rhythmic and Ninja. And Rhythmic Ninja is still supported, by the way, at Elite Trader Funding. So that hasn't gone away. You can choose that platform. What you can't do, though, is choose one platform and then switch to another. You got to stick with that evaluation platform. So you could have both if you'd like, right? I mean, I guess they can have both. So, okay. Also on the Elite Trader Funding side, or the elite account side, funded traders, I couldn't find on your website, so I did get some questions about how you're calculating the commissions for the products. If that's published, I'll just put a link to it. But if it's not, people are interested in what the simulated or commissions are that are affecting their their live account in terms of profits.
Yeah, that's all on our allowed instruments page.
Oh, it
So
is? Okay.
We'll make
The,
sure.
the actual commission costs?
Yeah, so we have
Okay.
a per side on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just
All
need
right.
to make that a little more clear, I guess, maybe for
Yeah.
some people who are
You might
looking
break
for
it out as
Yeah.
a FAQ, you know, what are my commissions that I'm paying. So because another great thing about Tradeovate is the commissions are calculated pretty easily inside there, whereas with Ninja you
Yeah.
have to set up your own commission calculation so that it's
Yeah.
that's correct. Yeah. Okay. We touched a little bit on this, but maybe if you could get a little bit more specific or tease anything, if you guys have any plans for the future that you could talk about in terms of different evaluations or maybe partnering with someone for trading educational content. You know, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Eric, you want to take this one or?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak to this. I mean, we kind of were thinking about just kind of one of our visions was to really just bring in the like a trader community and not just be like, oh, it's just another funded account kind of evaluation thing. So we're trying to actually bringing together like more of a community of traders and thinking we're introducing like kind of, you know, maybe not saying competitions, but contests. It's just kind of things that we can, or even challenges. Like we might even bring ourselves in, see if you guys can trade against us, which I'm sure most of the people can beat me. But you know, that's kind of one of the things. Like, hey, if you can beat us, and then you probably can earn something.
I think we might have to put them up against Rod instead of.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
a little
go
hesitant on
against
that
me
one.
because everyone is so skeptical in the world of the internet. They'll go, well, Eric can see my position, so of course he can beat me because he can just trade the other side, right?
Yeah, I
That's
guess
what I would
mean,
do if I was having competition. I'd just fade everybody.
Yeah, I mean I guess that is technically true. I mean, if you all went long and I just decided to go short, sure, but
That's right.
like let's face it, statistically, that's probably not going to happen. I mean, it's someone's going to get lucky anyways, and that's just how it goes. But
Yeah, the like we talked about earlier, the career path. That's gonna be a pretty big deal for us. This is where we think we're gonna find the most consistent traders, and the payout schedules will be different. It'll be more immediate. That will have a consistency rule though, the career path.
Yeah.
The other
Because
thing,
if you're sorry to interrupt, Clint, but if you're not familiar, Clint's sort of referring to a program from another firm where you have the opportunity to start at one level and grow with the firm, so you don't have to go through an evaluation again. You're not locked in. So I have been talking to these guys now for I guess a couple months, maybe a little longer, and I've been thrilled with how receptive they are to some of the feedback because I've participated in a lot of the programs as they have. So they're really looking to innovate, take the best of what they see out there. For instance, you guys just from the beginning have had the free reset if an account is violated at the time of a subscription renewal, which is a great feature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other thing actually you brought up to us again is one of the new things coming out soon will be a fast track with no minimum days required. So you could qualify in one day. Technically.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I really do talk about slow and steady wins the race, no rush, no resets. But hey, for those that want to YOLO,
for those that want to do it, it's going to be there.
You go.
Yeah, those that want to YOLO. I want to get started on my 30-day elite payout schedule as fast as I can. So I need to qualify in one day so that I can start putting in my 30 trading days. Yeah.
Yeah. That used to be me too. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. I guess the last thing where we can sort of leave it is if there's anything else that you'd like the trader community to know about. I've posted 2 videos now. People have engaged really, really quickly with lots of comments. I'm sure you've seen some of them. So is there anything else, as we wrap it up here that you guys would like to mention?
I can't really think of anything. Just with the discount Rod's giving, I really do suggest taking your time. Try the micros and just give it time, and it does work out better in the long run.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
no doubt about that.
I would say, if you guys have any questions, any observations, any just any feedback, really, send it to us, please. We're really open to it. We're listening. We do want to be leaders in this space, and we really can't do that without you guys. So let us know where we can improve, and we'll actively work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll throw in again, just the fact that they got this TradeView to market is such a huge big deal. I mean, we know the elephant in the room. It's Top Step. They've been around since 2013. They kind of defined this space, but they have really, really stopped innovating. And the only thing I believe they have going for them anymore in their combine and their programs is the brand name and a lot of satisfied customers and clients over the years. They do what they say they're going to do. But other than that, it was their platform choice to move over to Tradeovate. And now with ETF offering that same thing with multiple accounts with this discount that we're talking about, with you looking at the three founders right here that are looking for the long game here. I mean, I think it really is as close to a no-brainer as you can get. So.
Yeah. Plus, with the multiple accounts, you don't have to make a ton in one day to add up quick. 10 accounts at $100 a day, that's $1,000 a day. So it really pays to have multiple accounts and take it slow.
Yeah. Speaking of that, there's been a lot of questions about the account grouping or managed grouping feature in Tradeovate. It's currently turned off. I don't know today if there'll be a decision on that, but me and my development team are building the world's greatest Tradeovate replicator. So just stay tuned for that. It will work also for Ninja. So those of you that use Flowbots, it's going to be
very nice.
It's going to be extremely badass. And it'll even work across networks and across firms. It's going to be pretty cool. So keep an eye out for that. And in the interim, though, you can buy multiple accounts, and it's not that difficult to manage them by just being logged in on different tabs and watch the account on a different tab. There's a lot of other ways that you can do it, but account grouping is not currently kind of turned on. But so
no,
it's not
and
there. Yeah.
Plus, Tradeovates, I don't think really works that well.
No, they didn't design it for 3, 4, 5 accounts. It was designed for someone who has one live account, one sub account, and maybe a demo account that they want to. So max of 3. So it's not really designed that way. So
right.
So that's one of the reasons it's also disabled at this point. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, guys. I really appreciate it. If you are watching this and have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and we'll have an opportunity for you guys to engage in that way. I know, Clint, you've done some discussions within the comment section.
Yeah, we'll all be logged in from our ETF YouTube and respond to whoever has a question.
Okay. Now, before we go, I didn't tease this at the beginning because only the people that watch to the very end are going to get rewarded from this. But I'm announcing right now that we're going to be doing a contest for a elite account. That means a funded account. Okay, we're going to do 3 of them: a 25,000, a 50,000, and 100,000. This means no evaluation. It's an elite account that you are assigned. However, here's how you enter. You do have to have at least one active evaluation using the code TDG75. Each account counts as an entry, and your resets, while we prefer you do not reset, but your resets also count as an entry. What we'll do is next week sometime, we'll do a live drawing, if you will. It'll be done on the Futures Fanatic channel, and then we will tell you who won those accounts. So that's what you get for watching this whole thing and sticking around. Really appreciate it. They will not be in the comments below, so only people that watch the whole interview, so that they don't leave a comment with a question that was answered in the interview, because that's the most popular thing. They watch. You know what the average view time is of my outstanding content? 10-minute video, average view time 2 minutes 16 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So
That
there's an
sounds like a
off-color
time.
remark I could make about the bedroom there. I'm just like, guys, you gotta watch this a little longer.
Yeah.
Watch the content a little longer. Okay, so three elite accounts. That means funded accounts, no evals. Hopefully everyone understands the value of those. And if you buy 10 evaluation accounts, you're entered 10 times to win one of those 3. The grand prize being a $100,000 elite account. All right, I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for your time, everybody. I really
All right.
appreciate it. We'll see you. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, all that good stuff. Guys, do you have a YouTube channel yet? Does Elite Trader Funding have a
We
YouTube
do, but
channel?
we don't have content on it yet. We're
Okay.
that's
All
going
right.
to be something coming up again too. But right now we're focusing on the website.
Well, you can take this video and put it on there if you want.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to do that. That could be your first thing. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna end the broadcast right here.
Thanks.